And welcome to PDX Mindshare's November webinar, How to Cope with Work from Home Stress. This is brought to you by PDX Mindshare, and we're sponsored by Anvil Media, a digital marketing agency in Portland, Oregon. And PDX Mindshare is here to help you with all business, professional, even job search related topics. And one topic that we chose for this month, because it's so timely and relevant these days, is how to cope with work from home stress so you guys can have a great work-home life balance and perform better with career success. We're all about helping Portland either find a job or keep a job and be successful. These are a few items that we'll be going over today. I'll be talking a little bit about me. We'll talk about mental health awareness, especially around work from home stress. We'll talk about different techniques you guys can do, different tasks you guys can perform to help yourselves have a better work from home life and reduce your stress. Give you some tips and tricks there. A little about me. I'm your host for today. I'm the digital creative lead for PDX Mindshare, but I'm also the account executive for Anvil, our sponsors. And for any of you Portland natives, I'm also an alumnus from Portland State University. And I have additional experience in the digital marketing world for a company called GTMA, Finance of America, and I also did some freelance writing and content marketing as No Sleep for the Written. So going into our stats and facts here about mental health awareness, work from home has become very popular, mainly due to the pandemic. So some facts about mental health awareness during COVID-19. A lot of us are telecommuting for the very first time. This is our first experience with it. So they've definitely noticed quite a shift in their daily routines and in their mental health. A lot of us experience anxiety and stress regularly, but for those of you who haven't, this may be your first experiences with it. The pandemic alone is anxiety-inducing. We're all very worried and concerned about our health. And now on top of that, we have job stress or job search stress. And it can be a big strain on us physically, mentally, financially. Our whole world has been upturned. So first of all, I want to say it's totally natural. You're going to be okay. But I understand your stress and you're not alone. A lot of people are feeling that. And there's more information about that at workplacementalhealth.com. A little more background on this. According to the Verywell Mind site, studies found that 41% of remote workers are more stressed with work from home than an office environment, which seems kind of odd because you think work stress would be associated with office environment, but I think a lot of people are used to that environment, their day-to-day, that have your life completely uprooted and overturned. Working from home and dealing with that stress, it adds an extra layer of discomfort and anxiety. And the most common stressors of that are a lack of structure, home distractions, and kind of going along with distractions, not setting boundaries with family, roommates, whoever you may be living with or not living with, setting boundaries for yourself as well. It's really hard to stay productive and manage your time if you're not setting those own boundaries for yourself and in your own mind. Social isolation, a lot of people work better with collaboration, being able to brainstorm, bounce ideas off others, or hearing other people talk and think through solutions inspires you. So being without that social interaction can really have an effect. And then just lack of focus. If we're at home, it is so easy to think about the garbage that needs to be taken out, the dishes that need to be done, all the things that need to be happening at home, and separating your home to-dos with your work to-dos. So what do we do about these things? Now that we know all the problems and all the issues, how do we fix them? So one tip we had was routine and structure. So again, our lives are getting completely uprooted. We're going from an office environment that has a very clear 9 to 5 schedule and structure, and we have a supervisor keeping us on task and keeping us on schedule. So it's best when you're working from home to kind of set that routine and structure for yourself. A lack of daily enforced routine can cause a lot of stress and anxiety. You just realize that you've, wasted an hour or two. So the best way to go about that is to create a schedule for yourself. I have a little day planner, much like what you'll see here on the screen in that picture, and it has time slots from as early as 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I have my whole day outlined for me, and I write down not only when do I have a call, but I put, a list of my to-dos for the day, and on my daily schedule, I put when I'm going to be doing those things, because I know it's going to take me an hour to do this task or 2 hours to do this task. So I block off that time in my little day planner. Hold myself accountable and make sure all these things get done. Also, treat it like a typical work day. Just because you're at home and you don't have to, put your makeup on, shower, shave, do all that, doesn't mean that you shouldn't still set your alarm, start the day, have your cup of coffee, watch the news, or don't. I highly recommend not watching the news these days, but if that's something you enjoy. Watch your news, watch your Good Morning America, and then, go to your home office or living room or dining room setup, turn on your computer, and start your day. Don't treat it like a weird version of a weekend. And take advantage of the productivity you feel in the morning. I am not a morning person by any means, but I still manage to get a lot more done in the mornings. Mornings are just the more productive work time before lunch. So take advantage of those 3 or 4 hours before your lunch break. Next tip, designate a special workplace. This is especially great for me. I live alone, but I still like to have my own workspace so that in my mind I can associate this area of the home is work only and the rest is fun time. It's home. It's where I go to after 5 p.m. But especially for those who live with others, family or roommates, you want a space that is just your workplace so they understand this is off limits. So-and-so is working right now. I am not to go in there and ask them questions or bug them about work or school. I understand that they are at work. And also for yourself, like mentally, our environment affects our mood and it affects our mindset, which then turns into productivity or lack thereof. So I know 9 to 5 when I'm in this corner of my living room with my laptop on, it is work time. I am at work. This is my office. But again, at 5 p.m., close the laptop and I go to another room in the home and I know, okay, I'm off work now. It is fun time. And that definitely affects my mindset. So I know that I'm way more productive when I'm in this room at work doing my work things. But when I'm in another room, even if it's just on a lunch break, I understand my mind is associating this space with I can be lazy, I can relax, I can chill out. This is my home spot now. So we can trick our brains into thinking that even though we're in the same location, we're really in 2 different places. We're at work or we're at home. And I recommend an entire room for this, whether it's your bedroom or a home office or even a section of the dining room. Cut distractions. And this could be other people, but it could also be electronics. So I know when we're at home, back in the before times, after work, we'd come home, we're kind of scrolling on social media, messing around on the computer, doing all the fun stuff, maybe turning on Hulu or Netflix. Electronics want our attention as much as family or roommates. So try to remember, again, you're at work. If you wouldn't be scrolling on social media when you're in your office and you know your boss is going to come walking past your desk, don't do it while you're at home either. Pretend that you do have a supervisor looming around you as soon as you take out your phone. Put some site blockers or some kind of security measures at a certain time between 9 and 5 p.m. on your phone and on your laptop to avoid getting sucked into that addiction of social media scrolling. Also set boundaries with others that are living with you. I know I'm repeating myself here, but that is extremely important. Distractions can also come in the form of people. Your kids want to barge in and yell at you about something that happened at school, or complain about doing their chores, or someone needs help with something, need you to give them all your attention. So make it very clear that just because you're at home and not going off to the office does not mean you're not working. At these certain times, you can't be bothered, but this is your lunchtime and this is when you're off. This is when someone can come and talk to you. And last one, we're kind of wrapping up here a little bit early. Make time for fun and breaks. That is definitely going to reduce stress. Relaxing, doing a little bit of maybe some meditation on your lunch break, but also I think it's really easy to get sucked into working more when you're working from home. I know I've done this a few times, just forgotten to take a lunch break, or I've been too busy that I just haven't set those boundaries with people at work that, hey, I need to take half hour, an hour for lunch. I can help you when I get back. Just, give me half hour, give me an hour, whatever. And then same thing when you get off at 5 p.m. or 5:30, whatever. Do something that shifts your mindset to I'm home now. So I'm relaxed. I'm away from work. I'm not thinking about work. I'm not going to go glance at my laptop, try to turn my email back on. I am home. The day is done. You can do that either by going to another room and turning something on TV to kind of numb your brain out, or make a virtual coffee date with someone, or call a friend or a family member and do kind of like a phone call, chat, virtual hangout with someone kind of thing to trick your mind into thinking, okay, so work's over, now I'm having fun, I'm doing something else, not working. Kind of turn your work brain off. And the days can go longer, they can drag on. You can work until 7, 8 o'clock because it's so easy to get sucked into that. The laptop is right there on your dining room table, on your office desk, your coffee table if you're in the living room, whatever. It's just right there, so it feels silly to turn it off and walk away. There could be so much more you could be doing. But just remember, just as you would leave work at 5 or 5:30, close the laptop, turn off your work brain at 5 or 5:30. I also recommend naps. If you're working from home and you have an hour lunch, you can set your alarm to get up when you need to, but I would take a nap and kind of unwind. It helps break up the day, and it helps the day not feel so long. If you can get like 20 minutes of just a quick relax, close your eyes, and some rest time before you have to go back to it. Another thing, looking at the dog in the picture, take your dog for a walk. That also tricks your brain thinking, oh, I'm home, I'm doing a home activity, I'm spending time with my pet and getting some exercise. So these are all the tips we had for you. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or would like us to blog or podcast about a certain subject that you're more interested in, or if you had a few questions about some of the stuff I touched on today that you'd like to learn more about, you can sign up for our monthly newsletter. You can join our LinkedIn group. You can visit our website and our blog, www.pdxmindshare.com and www.pdxmindshare.com/our-blog. And as a reminder, I was your host, Meg Riley. I'm the PDX Mindshare Creative Lead, and we're sponsored by Anvil Media. And you can learn more about them at www.anvilmediainc.com. Thank you for joining. Have a great rest of your day.